Hello, it is Monday, May 30th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Monday puzzle, so we should have a fairly gentle puzzle ahead of us, a themed puzzle. And this gentle, themed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Laura Sexton, Alex, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster and the invaluable Timothy Mark. So thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. And if you'd like to join their ranks as a benefactor and get access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date and the new ones that come out each week, as well as the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, you can find that at patreon.com/dailysolve. But of course, you get those videos if you back at any level of the Patreon campaign. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link as well in the description field. And you can subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Thank you to everybody who's done that. It was very nice to crest 8,000 subscribers over the weekend. So thank you to everybody who contributed to that. And thank you to everybody, of course, if I didn't say, to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign at all in any capacity. I very much appreciate that. All right, let's get on to today's crossword. It's a Monday-themed crossword, of course. It was constructed by Alexander Liebskind, and this is Alexander's second puzzle for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shortz. So let's get going. There will be some sort of theme. It shouldn't be too taxing a theme. Wizard's weapon, a staff, perhaps? A wizard's staff seems reasonable. Intel employee, a spy. So Intel, I think, maybe on first read, we would assume the Intel Corporation that produces microchips, but the question mark indicates there's a bit of punnery or wordplay going on. And here Intel used in the meaning that presumably was the source of the name of the Intel Corporation, Intel meaning military or covert intelligence. Breakfast beverage could be tea. Ooh and ah, I suppose. Grassy areas near driveways, front lawns or front yards. Actually, I don't know which it will be, so we can leave the A in there. Probably lawn would be technically more accurate. Each button in an elevator. A floor, right. And we'll see what we've crossed. Gem from an oyster, or pearl from an oyster, and a web company with an exclamation mark in its name. Ah, right. So unlike with Intel, this indeed is referring to a technology company. Mardi Gras City colloquially would be NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana. Mistyped that. And haha alternative typed could be LOL, laughing out loud. Yellow fruit is a banana. Hopefully it's as straightforward as that. It's a Monday, so it should be. Music subcategory, that's a vowel change from 8 down. And Australian bird, that's a vowel change from 7 down, or back to back. So I very much suspect this is the music genre emo and the bird emu. Emo is an extremely likely guess for a music genre in the New York Times crossword. Meat in a burger would be beef, and a weather phenomenon that London is famous for, the London fog. That is very, very much true. Here in London, it's actually not very foggy right now. It's been very pleasant recently, but the fog does extend for many months during those parts of the year. Nutty candy offering nougat something? Nougat bar, maybe? Is that nutty? Nougat is that sort of sugary, kind of mushy substance. It's kind of like marzipan or something, but less grainy. I actually don't know what it is, really. Anyway, month before May is April. I don't know if this is bar, actually. But the nougat seems likely just because of the letters being used here. Judy Garland voice-wise, I suppose she was an alto. Famous blank cookies. Famous Amos cookies is a brand. And tales handed down orally could be lore. Oops. Kind of phone on the coast of Alabama. What is this about? Some kind of pun. There's a question mark there. There's some kind of joke being made that I'm not party to. Fruit with the name of its color. An orange? And some mattress choices. This will be a brand name. Serta or Sealy, perhaps. Probably Sertas, I guess, plural, if this is Nougat Bar after all. Oh, I see. A mobile phone, I see. So there's a city in Alabama, Mobile, I think, Mobile, Alabama. And so a kind of phone on the coast of Alabama is a mobile phone, I guess. Okay, word after game set or match game point, set point or match point. New York City Airport Code, LGA for LaGuardia Airport. And the Bee Gees is a music group, so there we go. Ultra-dense galactic body, a neutron star. So Nougat Bar and Neutron Star looks like our theme. So if that's the extent of the theme, that's a very, as expected, a very approachable Monday theme. We just have a shared, I don't know, phoneme, I guess, at the beginning of the word, or syllable. I guess syllable. Protagonist in the Matrix is Neo. To bring in as income would be to earn that income. To strongly suggest would be to urge somebody to do something. We still don't know if this is front lawn or front yard, but blank gray. Oh, blank gray variety of 2 down. No, it hasn't been highlighted for us. But in any case, Earl Grey tea confirms this is front lawns after all, which is what I suspected. Instrument with pipes would be an organ, a pipe organ. Organization for the Hawks, but not the Falcons. Well, I don't know. Unfortunately, the most obvious letter has already been filled, the N, which could the national in National Basketball Association or National Hockey League or whatever else, National Football League. Oh, here we go. Fresh starts, or when said aloud, what 18, 23, 53, and 58 across all have. They have new beginnings. Look at that. So it is actually slightly, we have a bit more going on with this theme than we have in some of our recent Monday themes, in that we have a revealer that ties this all together and justifies the new. Whereas we had I don't remember what day of the week it was, maybe Monday or Tuesday. We did have a theme recently that just sort of had something. Oh, it was that one. Maybe it was Wednesday. Can't recall. Anyway, there was never any explanation of it. Sorry, that won't make any sense if you didn't happen to see that particular video or solve that crossword. Let's get back to this one. New beginnings. So nougat, neutron star, and then we'll have 2 more of these. Why not look at them now, just in case? Soba servings, for instance. Noodle something. Soba is noodles. Noodle soups. I think of soba as being a component of soup often. And then what was the other one? Yes, it was this. Top dog. Oh, sorry, I don't quite see it. That's a shame. What about this? Neither's partners nor. Canadian gas brand Esso, which derives from the initials SO for Standard Oil. And I think it was an American brand, but maybe now only exists in Canada. Cat, Spanish is gato. Oh, that came up in the puzzle yesterday, and there's a correction to be issued about my interpretation of that clue, which I will read upon conclusion of this puzzle, as usual. Like some sprays and voices, you could have a nasal voice or nasal spray. This is not good. Spoiled. Something that, a food, for instance, that isn't good has spoiled. And Arctic tern is a migratory bird. Mathematician Turing, Alan Turing, the great British mathematician and computer scientist. A spot for a mic clip, you could clip a microphone to your lapel. To deliver a grand message is to orate, and a gratuity is a tip. Philanthropic quality is generosity, of course. Danger is peril. Les Miserables, the book and musical. Money doesn't grow on trees. It's not soups after all, look at that. Noodle bowls, I suppose. Okay, similar, fair enough. Window ledge is a windowsill, and a part to play is a role. Construction beam material is steel, generally. SUNY blank Team USA gymnastics medalist. Lee? I don't know. That's a surname, so it could be. Macaroni shapes elbows is a pasta shape. Pollen gatherers are bees, which does confirm Suni Lee. And then a British creature is a beast, presumably. Okay, we could probably finish off this corner. An airplane seating alternative to the window would be the aisle seat. And a step... Stomp? Doesn't look right. Source of maple syrup is sap. Political fact checker's verdict maybe is you could fact checker could determine something to be a lie. And triage centers for short could be emergency rooms. There we go. So we had uses a computer keyboard and step is a stair. Right, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Sansa's father on Game of Thrones. I've not seen Game of Thrones, so I'm not sure. Top dog. Coffee vessel, a coffee urn, perhaps. A poem of praise, of course, is an ode, the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword. If you picked a card, you drew the card, and if one wraps something up, one ends it. This looks like it could be Ted or Ned. Does that help with this? Top dog. Oh, why don't I see it? New... Oh, numero uno. There we go. All right. I'm not surprised I didn't get it cold. So I guess, yeah, fair enough. But there we go. Numero uno. So Sansa's father is Ned, and we have the rest of these. Okay, great. Parts of a gym set are reps. You could do reps in a set of exercises. A Houston baseballer. I think this must be Astro. I think I actually do sort of recall that. Houston Astros sounds right to me, so I think that's right. Insufficient in quantity. Could be, what, scanty? Or, I'm not sure. 7 things for a pirate. The 7 seas a pirate may sail. Sanjay Gupta's channel. I'm not sure. To guarantee something is to ensure it. And the Avenger played by Paul Rudd. I do know that. Didn't see the film, but I know that it is Ant-Man played by Paul Rudd. And this must be CNN or TNN, I guess, but it's probably CNN. Insufficient in quantity, and it's catchy. It's a trap, catches you, I suppose. And strong desires are yens. Okay, that was scanty after all. I don't know why I thought that maybe wasn't correct, but it was. There we go. We have solved the Monday puzzle in just over 11 minutes. If I'd been slightly less hesitant about scanty, I could have cleared 7 minutes. All right, so in today's puzzle, we had a quartet of new beginnings. Nougat bar, neutron star, noodle bowl, and numero uno, all of which open with a new sound. So I think that is a good, solid Monday theme. I to be honest with you, when a theme of this sort doesn't have a revealer, I always feel slightly disappointed. If this puzzle had been identical, but just had something else here and didn't call attention to the new, we still could have identified the new, and it still would have been a theme. But I think it would have been a bit of a shame. I always feel slightly underserved, I guess, when that happens. I understand. It's fair enough. Sometimes the puzzle just doesn't have that sort of thing, but it's nice when it does. So I'm glad it did. And a good solid puzzle. Otherwise, nothing too taxing, I don't think, outside of that. Let me know how you fared, as always. And now, as foreshadowed, I will discuss a few clues from yesterday's puzzle, of course, in which I made a mistake involving gato for cat in Spanish. And actually, I'll just read that one first. Why not? Rahul Shah points out, you got the answer correct, fortunately, but un perro is a dog in Spanish. The cat is being chased by the dog. I think I just misread the clue for some reason. I just interpreted it the other way around. Not what the cat was being chased by, but what the cat was chasing. So I said, oh, well, un perro must be a rat or a mouse or something. Anyway, I'm not sure what that was about, but un perro is a dog, and then gato, as we did enter into this puzzle, is cat. So thank you for that correction, Rahul Shah. And what else did we have? Joe Zichterman says, you said you couldn't remember Ray Kroc's role in McDonald's. Funny enough, he is referred to as the founder in the movie about him of that title. But I think I knew that, but I think I did remember. I haven't seen the founder, but I did think I don't think he was actually the founder technically of the company. And indeed, as Joe Zichterman explains, he actually purchased the business and brand from McDonald brothers, who created the Speedy system for their burger restaurant in Southern California. So he wasn't the one who started the business, but he was responsible for its growth and propagation. And sort of like Elon Musk of Tesla, actually, as pointed out as a result of a recent puzzle as well. Joe Zichterman also points out we did have another E word the other day, e-cigarette. I didn't call it as much attention to that as an E word, so yes, good point. Old Footer points out the 7 deadly sins, which are enumerated through the mnemonic pale gas. And they are, of course, pride, anger, lust, envy, gluttony, avarice, and sloth. And for some reason, I had a complete mind freeze when I tried to think of even the first of those, which was pride. I don't know why. But anyway, thank you, Old Footer, for filling me in. And Thor Christensen explains Sid the Kid, the nickname of Sidney Crosby, who has heretofore played his entire 17-year NHL career with the Pittsburgh Penguins, winning the Stanley Cup championship in 2009, 2016, and 2017. So thank you, Sid the Kid, a current player, I suppose, still. Facts Opinions, appropriately, shares a fact. Andrew Johnson was Abraham Lincoln's direct successor, as he was the vice president when Lincoln was assassinated. However, his time in office was quite turbulent and unproductive in many ways. He was very nearly removed from office after having been served articles of impeachment by the House of Representatives. He avoided conviction in the Senate by only 1 vote. He attempted to run for president but failed to secure the nomination and was succeeded by Ulysses S. Grant. Yes, very good summary of that situation. I think I misleadingly referred to Ulysses S. Grant as Abraham Lincoln's successor, by which I meant he was a president who later served, but using the word successor was incorrect there, because it did suggest he immediately followed Abraham Lincoln, which of course he did not. So thank you to Facts Opinions for that. And Sean Richards, this isn't a correction necessarily, it's just an interesting observation with some terminology with which I was unfamiliar. So the clues 106 down, 107 down, and 108 down, which were those 3 clues and answers that were sequestered into the little gaps in the depiction of the Lincoln Memorial, and therefore didn't cross with any other clues. These break one of the New York Times rules called all-over interlock, meaning you should be able to solve from any square to any square continuously. When I saw the puzzle at first, I was quite annoyed for the same reason you were, but when the theme clicked, I decided I was willing to forgive it. Yes, I also forgave the puzzle because it turned out it was actually quite clever. Those three answers, in fact, spelling out president. So yes, I wasn't familiar with that term, all over interlock. It's good to know. I'll have to remember that one. All right. Thank you to everybody who wrote in today, and thank you to you for watching to the end of the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying these videos, and I will be back tomorrow for another, hopefully relatively approachable puzzle and theme on Tuesday. So join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Monday. Take care.